Hello, Ageless Grace friends. It is such an honor to be here with you, and I do hope you enjoy this short recording. This recording is going to focus on building your legacy, a symphony of strengths. And sadly, I was not able to join you live at your Ageless Grace retreat due to illness in the family. But I am delighted to share this short presentation with you, which I do hope you enjoy. And my thanks to the wonderful Denise. Denise is such a joyful spirit. I only had the pleasure of meeting her in person once in Dublin a few years ago now, and we had just a magical evening. So you have a wonderful leader with Denise, and it is a great joy for me to be a small part of Ageless Grace this year. So I'm Dr. Mary Collins, and I am a chartered coaching psychologist. My business partner is Dr. Sarah Mackay, who some of you may know. Sarah runs the Neuroscience Academy. And that is indeed where I had the pleasure to meet Denise and the lovely Peggy, who I'm sure many of you know as well. And this year we launched the Neuroscience Coaching Network, which is a program where we look at applying cutting edge neuroscience to support people involved in any aspect of human development and coaching. So, if you'd like to find out more or read some of the resources we have, I've included the link here, um, which you might like to look at a later point. But back to our session today. So, the title is Legacy Building, a Symphony of Strengths. And when we consider the whole act of our purpose and leaving a legacy in the world, I think a great lens to review this is through the strengths that we have been gifted. So, I wanted to share with you a quote from a wonderful book from an Irish author, Dr. Maureen Gaffney. And this book is titled Your One Wild and Precious Life, an inspiring guide to becoming your best self at any age. And Dr. Gaffney shares with us this quote that I will read to you now. You are the author of that story. You can also reset your story and direct your development on to a new course. You begin to see that your life, like every life, is not linear. Instead, it is characterized by advances and setbacks, lapses and gains, and that they are all part of the developmental process that made and is still making you the person that you are. So, when we consider our strengths in the world, I wanted to share with you a neuroscience concept that Denise and Peggy will know very well. And this is the concept of negativity bias. Professor Martin Seligman, who's one of the leading researchers and writers in the whole field of positive psychology, talks about the Velcro and Teflon. So when we have a negative experience, it is like Velcro. It sticks with us. We remember it. We ruminate on it. We think about it. When we have a positive experience, it can be like Teflon. It sort of bounces off us because we are hardwired to really protect ourselves and focus on that negative. However, we can retrain our brains, as we know, to start to acknowledge and appreciate the good, the positive, the strengths. And strengths are a central part of optimism. And I'm going to share with you some of the work of a great friend of mine, Dr. Martin Newman, who has founded the business Roach Martin. And he has developed 10 core competencies for leadership. And one of those is optimism. Optimism comes from the Latin word optimus, meaning best. And an optimistic person is always looking for the best in any situation, no matter how bad the situation is. People high in optimism look on the positive side in life and sense opportunities even in the face of adversity. They are resilient, can see the big picture and where they are going, and they are able to focus on the possibilities of what can be achieved. And importantly, in these most challenging times in our world, optimistic people can bounce back from defeat. Optimistic people are very aware of what their strengths are and they utilize and engage with their strengths. But a little caveat around optimism. It is about staying it's about staying optimistic, but also grounded. And this is a quote from Admiral James Stockdale. You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they may be. So, this is Professor Martin Seligman, and interestingly, even though he is widely regarded as the father of positive psychology and learned optimism, Martin would say that he is a natural born pessimist and he has had to work hard to develop optimism and to focus on his strengths. And again, another book. I'm going to leave you with the library by the end of this presentation. But for those who are interested in particular areas, you might like to read further. This is his national bestseller, Learned Optimism: How to Change Your Mind and Your Life. So the good news is, and those of us who have done work on the Neuroscience Academy will know about neuroplasticity and the fact that we can retrain our brain. And it is like a muscle. Optimism is like a muscle. We can strengthen and develop it. So, now to the essence of what I wanted to speak to you about today, your legacy. And I've developed what I call it's a legacy framework, and this is based on the work of Eric Feng, and I call this the legacy sweet spot. So, what we have here, if you think of three overlapping circles, like a Venn diagram, the first is what you love, what you are passionate about in the world. Then we have your strengths. What are you good at? Now, you can be very good at something, but not be passionate about it. It will not set fire in your belly. So, really, we want both something we're really good at and we're passionate about. And then the third area is what serves the world? Where is there a gap? Where is your purpose? Where can you leave that legacy? So, again, I'd encourage you to get a pen and paper after you listen to this and draw out these three circles. What do you love? What are your passions? What are you really good at? And use your strengths profile here. And then what serves the world? So, it's a nice, simple little framework around reflecting on what that legacy will look like. And I do hope you got the opportunity to complete your VIA Values in Action Character Strengths Profile. This is grounded on really good science. It's free of charge to complete, and it should give you a list of your top character strengths. And I am going to invite you to focus in on those top 5 character strengths and really engage with those strengths and work with them every day. And when we do this, I'm going to share some research from University of Pennsylvania Character strengths assist in reducing the likelihood of distress and dysfunction while encouraging tangible outcomes like greater happiness, acceptance of oneself, competence, mastery, efficacy, and better mental and physical health. Now, there is a short worksheet that I will share with Denise if you want to reflect on those strengths and how they support you in your legacy building, and also to watch out for those strengths in overdrive. So, for example, my top strength is love of learning. And when that is in overdrive, I have this, I'm constantly reaching for the latest book or the latest TED talk or the latest podcast. And I'm just in overdrive, taking in all this new information. And what I've learned through my reflective practice and my leadership development is that there are times I need to really assimilate and apply the learning. So, just finally, there is a list of some resources you may be interested in reading further or watching. And with that, I would just like to thank each and every one of you for listening to this short recording on legacy building, a symphony of strengths. I do hope there's a few ideas that you can explore further, some reflection you can do around this topic, or perhaps a new book to read. It is always an honor and a joy to link in with Denise and the team in Ageless Grace. And please God, one day we will get to meet in person. And I would love to join you at a future retreat. So, all the very best for now. And please do go to that link on the very first slide if you'd like to learn more about the Neuroscience Coaching Network. And who knows, we may see some of you for the 2023 program. Take care and thank you.